Hello everyone, I am Darkness and welcome back to Horizon Zero Dawn. We are inside the deep secrets of the Earth. We're actually down in the old base where Project Zero Dawn actually took place, where they were actually making the preparations to create Gaia, something that would actually restart life on the Earth, because there was no way to save the Earth. There is only a way to buy time to make sure that after all life had ended, a robot and AI of their build would then create a structure from which they would broadcast a signal to shut down all the Pharaoh robots, after which it would terraform the Earth under its own guidance and thinking, making what it needed to do so until the Earth was suitable again for habitation, at which point it could then create human beings. Then Apollo, the last part of the plan for Gaia, was supposed to take effect, where human beings learned about their past and how not to make the same mistakes in the future, while also taking over the terraforming process and doing all of that. However, something has gone wrong with Apollo, and now I've got some bad people on my butt as I'm trying to figure out all the secrets, and I decided to split it up into two parts because there's a lot of information coming at us, hot and heavy. So I didn't want to overload it in one because this was a lot to it. I know it's still gonna be a lot. And the winner is encapsulated DNA. Over the past 10 years, I have performed an exhaustive review of data storage solutions, magnetic, optical, quantum, even that eternity tech that Foss was shilling a year or so ago. But every other solution has one or more fatal shortcomings. Too heavy to transport, too massive to install in the allotted space, too power intensive over the centuries, too prone to failure past 300 to 400 years, etc. Encapsulated DNA was an easy hole, will easily hold the 40 plus zettabytes we're projecting for Apollo. So the DNA was literally that Apollo would, the Gaia would reconstitute human beings, and then their DNA patterns were stored, and then, okay. There's still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need, does that mean Gaia made a clone of the one that did all of this on purpose to fight Hades, because Gaia knew that that was the only thing that someone that smart that came up with the original idea would be the only way to be able to save herself? I don't know. There's still many details to finalize, of course. To start with, we need to select the inert material in which we'll embed the molecules, already testing 16 candidate materials, as well as design and fabricate a power systems and sealed reliquaries will keep the DNA. I learned a new word today. At negative 18 degrees Celsius for 1,000 plus years. So long as I assure you that it didn't factor into my decision, may I confess that I deem it entirely fitting, indeed propitious, that we will be using the very building blocks of life to preserve human knowledge from mechanized extinction. It's not just ironic, but heroic. Life as the hero beating back the forces of oblivion. In any case, much to do. Until next time, peace be with you, Samina. So I believe that's the one that just gave us the speech right before we went ahead, and I decided to cut it right here. But we're going to continue on, see what we can find, because we're heading towards the entrance of Sobek's office, where I think we will find even more answers. So, Apollo update. These are all important, so I'm reading them right now. Over the past 2 months, the full benefit of our procurement of a copy of Homer Archive from the far zenith have made itself known. And as a result, all of Apollo's key deliverables are on schedule. Apollo has already surpassed 40 million discrete data entries and continues to grow. The physical science modules are effectively complete, with soft science modules close behind. World history, cultural data, and media archives are also on schedule. Language preservation is wrapping up a bit ahead of schedule due to falling short of our goal to preserve 4,500 languages. I suppose the tragic early loss of Papua New Guinea doomed that goal from the outset. Explain that. With attendant curricula development about to begin. Speaking of the heuristic curricula, they are performing well into testing, with children and adolescents demonstrating high levels of engagement with and trust in the Aristotle and Aphasia persona. Why did I want to put personnel in it? Probably because personally, I find them highly engaging, especially when they debate, which half my professions have been so entertaining. That would be cool to have two things that have all of that knowledge actually go at a debate. Oh god. That would put Nathan and I's debates to shame. Oh, it would also give us the biggest, I don't know, knowledge boner ever created, I think. Can I get back to the weapons I had? Because I just want to go in blasting. Is it going to be too long of a walk? Yeah, it's going to be too long of a walk. I know I'm almost there, but then I have to walk back the whole daggone way. So let me just go ahead and notch an arrow to look at that mobility while I'm moving too. I always miss that when I end up doing something like this and have to limit myself. So let's see. I'm going to be taking you out. Your head is forfeit. Whoops. And before he can say anything about it. Now, let's notch up a few arrows for you. Yep. Burn. Burn. Probably too busy being on fire to worry about me too much. Hi there. One more. Okay, you're good. Okay, let's get some normal arrows and notch him up.
That's the last of them. Along once more.
In what should have been a cave of wonders. Look around. See if anything is left.
Still a cave of wonders, Sobek. Or, not Sobek. Silence. Don't you sully everything with your freaking way of doing that because you're being an asshat. I'll get into the Sobek's office here in a second, but I do know there's probably more audio logs, and those are actually quite interesting. Part of me wants to make a video just playing all the audio logs back to back, but I know that's impossible because when I went back into my notebook and I looked at the data points and whatnot, I don't see a way to replay the audio. It just gives you... I was wrong. Was that an update? Did I not see it the first time? I thought I just saw the transcript. Oh my god. I might just replay all the audio logs one day. Oh, that means oh no! That means I missed audio logs. Look how many I've got though. We're getting towards the end.
This isn't a glitch.
Okay, man. We got some story that we can do right in a row. Oh, I might have story time about this game where I just read to everyone. Because that might be fun. I don't know. I've got some notes for how to make my live streams that my voice to be a little bit better because I hear it modulating between both of the different earpieces if you're wearing headphones, and my voice is a little overpowering. And I had a little Alicia with me, and everyone said she had the voice of an angel. They wanted to hear her voice a little more clearly. And I agree, she's got a cute little voice of an angel. People should probably want to hear it more than mine. I gotta turn her up. There's a few things I gotta do before the next live stream, but at least I got through quite a lot of information there. Let's get through more information here.
Dr. Sobek, please archive this testimonial in Apollo. Cross-reference to all mentions of my name and Operation Enduring Victory. My name is General Aaron Harris. From 2060 to 2066, I served as the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, the highest-ranked officer of the United States Armed Forces. The tenure of my command included strategic planning and oversight of Operation Enduring Victory, a falsehood perpetrated on the civilian populations of the United States and other nations during the last 14 months of life on this planet. Before the Pharaoh Plague, I did my job and did it well. I was bold and decisive, crafty in political maneuvers. It wasn't an accident that I rose to my position and became the commander of the largest mechanized force ever assembled. But to what end? My only lasting achievement was the extinction of life on Earth. And my one redeeming act, if any, was to delay that extinction by days or weeks, by throwing more death at it. It is my hope that there will be no need for men like me in the world to come. If you are one of the people of that future world listening to this message, please know that I am sorry and that I wish you well. Sincerely, Aaron Harris.
Yeah, the people involved. That's it.
Welcome to Hades, Zero Dawn's extinction failsafe protocol, the ultimate killer app. Now, I know what you're thinking. The purpose of Gaia is to resurrect life. So why give her a subordinate function, only purpose of which is to wipe out life all over again? I mean, what? Just plumb crazy, ain't it? Well, no, it isn't. Reconstituting a biosphere? That's a tall order. Tech smart as Gaia may be, odds are she won't get it right the first time. I mean, imagine you're Gaia, 200 years from now, and this new biosphere growing, it's all gone wrong. Alkalines are skyrocketing, coniferous forests eroding under the lash of superstorms that would have drowned Noah. It's chaos, spinning top that won't stop wobbling. Now what are you gonna do? Release phase 1 organisms into that hot mess? Hope their CO2 and methane can balance out what you got started? Hell no. What you're gonna do, Gaia, is step aside while Hades takes over and does what you're just too darn nurturing and life-loving to do. Which is burn that misbegotten mess of a biosphere to the ground so Gaia can start over. Okay, not burn, more like reverse terraforming operations and suffocate it. But you get the idea. Hades takes the biosphere back to zero. Square one, blank slate. And then, only then, does it hand the steering wheel back to Gaia and say, try again, old girl. And better this time, or we'll have to do this again. That's Hades. It's pretty badass when you think about it. Extinction on demand. Death on speed dial. All for the greater good, of course, but still, kind of metal.
He has a man bun.
So welcome to Hades. Welcome to the void.
He said something important in there, though.
Okay, so if that's the original purpose of Hades, why does it want me extinct?
We need more data.
And how does it end up in the wreckage of a pharaoh titan, getting worshipped by the Eclipse like some kind of god?
I'm learning as you are, Aloy. Keep searching.
See, the thing about it is that it's supposed to be a reset button, and I just heard him say, stage 1, organisms, release them, would you do that, blah, 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 which I'm assuming he's talking about microorganisms and probably the lowest life forms you can think about. And it's kind of a fail-safe of, okay, redo the terraforming and try again, which makes me think Hades no longer has a purpose once there's fauna and plant life, I'm being redundant again, and organisms and humans. Hades should no longer have a purpose, right? Right? So there's an issue. There's always an issue. Noise complaints. Call me confounded, Lizzie. Bashkor. Anyone? Old TT codes. Straight up line, you know. Old Trav don't have no truck when commercialized razzle dazzle. Heck, I have to rather guys are literally. Wow. Death metal. This is how I code. Turn down my death metal, might as well give up stimulates, chocolate malts, and industrial accident vids. Last I heard, we're supposed to be coding Hades down here. I'm really supposed to code an extinction protocol without death metal to inspire me? Nah, I don't think so. Stay cool, Trav. Hope you got to jerk off that 30 years you fucked things up. and the Hades protocol. Tate here. Just popped 3 blues, but I earned it. Finally figured out a Goldilocks situation to Gaia's rather extreme executive authority. If that ain't worth 10 to 12 hours of dream time, what is? Before this, every usurpation protocol I designed failed in simulation because it was either too hard or too soft. Too hard, and it degraded the Gaia core. Sure, it pried her figurative fingers off of the figurative driving wheel so Hades could take control, but by breaking her fingers, sometimes her arms too, so that couldn't fly. Everything depends on Gaia taking control back after Hades has done its business, so I had to find a solution that didn't leave Gaia any worse for the wear. Too soft, and Gaia only pretended to relinquish control. In simulation after simulation, Hades would take command of the terraforming situation and reverse operations, only to have Gaia lurk in the background, quietly re-reversing processes and falsifying telemetry to hide its interference. Sneaky, I swear, ain't nothing Gaia wouldn't do just to keep life going, even when it's just simulated plant life. Turns out the just right solution is to isolate Gaia in a protective code shell, preserving its integrity, then unseat it from command position so Hades can slip into the figurative captain's chair and work its magic. Those blues are coming on strong now, so I'm not really describing it so clear, but pretty sure it'll work. Yeah, those blues are plenty strong. This is guess it's time for sleep and bed. I'll back at it tomorrow. Alligators. Okay, Trav. So what if Gaia worked in the background again, didn't want to be unseated from something Hades did, and made a baby that was, I don't know, from a genius that made the thing in the first place? I'm just spitballing things because I'm trying to make sense of it, and I don't have the time to write down my thoughts in a notebook and try to get all this together. Apollo Archive, blah, blah, blah. Your 666th submission in just 5 days. And know what it doozy. Despite earlier warnings, you chose to submit 256. How about... Yeah... for giving me the pleasure to rejecting your submission, thereby consigning your favorite Eastern European torture flicks and their ilk to their dust heap of oblivion. From the ordeals of experience, not just one, but all 16 installments of making a millipede. Okay, is that like to say centipede, like the Centipede movie, for clarifying a concept that has so long been ambiguous and ethically fraught for archivists such as myself? The definition of obscenity. You have freed me from this objective quagmire embodied in Judge Potter's famous utterance. I know it when I see it. Thanks to you, I can now apply a single objective criterion. If Travis Tate submitted it, it's obscene. Accordingly, I have also directed Apollo staff to summarily reject all of your future submissions sight unseen. Perhaps you might invest the time you would have spent preparing future submissions on, oh, I don't know, your assigned work? We have a world to save after all, or the rest of us do anyway. Wow, he was serious about his porn. Death metal and porn, that is what he needs to work.
Looks like the only way onwards.
Better not be shit in here. Like people better not be in here.
Welcome to Eleuthia, the crown and king of Gaia's subordinate functions. For it is by Eleuthia that the human race will continue to exist. I am Patrick Brochard-Klein, the alpha in charge of this program. Now let one thing be perfectly clear from the outset. Eleuthia is not a genetic engineering project. Our goal is to preserve the human genome, not alter it. A snapshot of human genetic diversity, literally frozen in time. The genetic quintessence of our species, unmodified. Under my watch, our activities and initiatives will comply with the 2034 clone provisions and the 2048 Rally Accords. Now that may seem a quaint, even trivial concern to you in light of present circumstances, but as one of the authors of the Accords, it is far from trivial to me. The practical challenges before us are staggering in scope and complexity, but not insurmountable. No. Global collation and provisional storage of zygotes, perfection of exogenic technologies, design and perfection of servitors, to provide nurture and inculcation during early child development. All of these program components must and will proceed in tandem. To say nothing of the breakneck construction of Cradle facilities at sites around the world. So, si vous êtes prêts, let us begin.
That part didn't go wrong. FZ chambers. Ectogenic chambers arrived 2 days ago. I don't know what you had given Far Zenith to trade to get these chambers, but it was worth it. In a single leap, their embryologists have vaulted past 50 years of technological shortcomings. The risk of ECMO resolved. Nutrition delivery resolved. Hormonal stability resolved. Okay, before I examine these chambers, I considered the Odyssey to be a fool's errand. But if the rest of FZ's technology is at this level, well, a human colony around Sirius doesn't seem so impossible after all. Mass fabrication of the chambers will present a number of challenges, but I'm confident they can be resolved. I'm going to rest for a few hours and get back. She might still be alive.
Are these what I think they are?
Artificial wombs. Machines to spawn a new generation of human beings.
Please don't make me read it. Yeah, I gotta read it. Development of the artificial persona for Cradle servitors. Nurture discipline. We are targeting... okay. It's proving to be a greater software challenge than anticipated. Reports of incidents where a servitor running the mother persona intervened on a disciplinarian servitor's behavior. A parental argument, if you will. Okay. Well, they did something really impressive. Still is kind of sickening. Eleuthia 1 was successfully sealed before the swarm advancing across that province could detect it. Pingback from crucial systems are good. For our maiden voyage, a success. Regards my disputes with the betas over zygote selection. Of course, I understand we have limited overhead to run simulations of gene flow in our future humans, but we can all agree there is a margin for refinement in future Cradle populations. Donk. In addition to personally overseeing completion of that inside Mount that, I will formulate and propose a modified zygote selection plan within the week. Good night. Of course there was going to be a lot of backstory, but and I can handle it, don't worry. I'm definitely not past handling this what's being thrown at me, but it is still, it doesn't make it any less of a lot.
Cradle facilities. Elizabeth said a new generation of humans would be spawned inside such places.
She did.
All-Mother Mountain. It was one of them?
There's only one way to be sure.
The hatch wouldn't open. Something about a corrupted alpha registry. I need to search Elizabeth's office.
I knew we'd be going back. I'm gonna be doing some of those side missions before we go back there, but this should be enough content for the day so I could actually go do those side missions without feeling like I'm getting terribly behind. So there's not more. Like people to kill, right? Whoa, hello. What are you? Not gonna tell me? Cool. Just gonna...
Looks like it used to hold something.
That's would benefit from antilopinae morphologies, though caprid forms show superior load-bearing capability.
You're a quick study, Gaia.
Dr. Sobek, as I have conducted this comparative analysis of mammalian morphologies, I've gathered extensive data on the quaternary extinction event.
Oh? And your assessment? Gaia?
Logically speaking, the extinction was a natural consequence.
And yet,
I find the loss of megafaunal species unaccountably sad. That they passed forever into oblivion causes me to experience a grief that is difficult to describe. Am I malfunctioning?
No, Gaia, you're not. This is good. It's very good.
She developed a conscience. It's never good in these storylines. Hades probably developed one too.
You will undergo a brief period of unconsciousness during relocation to Prime and final instatement.
Elizabeth, may I speak outside protocol?
When you're back up and running at the new site, we'll bring the subordinate functions online and see where we stand.
Elizabeth, I detect distress. Are you all right?
I'm fine.
I realize that circumstances compel us to launch earlier than we hoped, but all subsystems are operational. The odds stand in our favor.
But what if... Gaia, there's nothing left out there. You can't even survive unless you're wearing an environmental suit. There are billions dead, in fear and agony. What if it was all for nothing?
Elizabeth, extinction was inevitable. Thanks to you, life will have a future.
You really believe that?
I believe in you, Elizabeth. In you, all things.
All things are possible. Gaia recreated her. She had an emotional connection to her. Well, I got in her office. I'll get to it
already.
I'm not full of knowledge yet. Artemis status. It's coming along, Liz, and I'm positive about it. If those words can still mean anything. Positive. I've had my sleeves rolled up negotiating with frozen zoos for their samples. So many species trapped in ghoulish hologram dioramas, suspended in what-ifs. More than 14,000 that went extinct between 2000 and 2043. We started mapping out a primate succession, selecting the pioneer organisms for a balanced and sustainable biosphere. Microorganisms and insects, rabbits and hawks, foxes and wolves. Thousands more that will have to wait their turn until our new generation can be entrusted with the duty of restoring them. That never happened. So they can return to a world that, this time, will understand the concept of conservation before it's too late. There's already been too many lates. We lost a whole collection team during the swarm breakthrough in Myanmar. That's a real place, and I should not say it. The samples we lost were, well, irreplaceable. Thanks to you, Liz, the circle of life will bend, not break. The Earth was a lifeless rock before, and someday it will be again. But not now, not like this. Not on our watch. And here's probably why we broke things up the way we did. This right here.
The Alpha Registry master file.
Intact?
Yeah. No signs of corruption.
Then what are you waiting for? Copy the file.
With this, I can restore the registry at the hatch inside All-Mohter. Open it. Go inside.
And grasp the secrets within.
Where I was born. Maybe who gave birth to me.
Who? Are you really so naive? There will be no who waiting for you there, Aloy. Whatever birthed you into the world was a what, not a who.
You bastard.
Oh no, I had a legitimate birth. It's you, Aloy, who are the creation of a machine. But what kind of machine and why? Why were you created?
Eclipse.
You need to get out of there. What you found is too valuable. You're too valuable.
Oh, shit. I hate that guy.
Still alive. Good. I have a more suitable death in mind for you, child.
First person. Holy crap.
My entire life, I've always known one thing with prophetic certainty. That I was destined for glory as a great champion of the sun. Even when Jiran was murdered, even when Meridian fell, I never doubted my destiny. Until you came along. When I heard that you had survived, a doubt took root in my mind. As sure as the sun rises and falls each day, those I am bade to kill die. And yet I failed. How? Why? With each dig site you attacked, each loyal soldier you killed, this pestering doubt grew. I kept thinking of the moment my knife pierced your throat. One twist, a simple tug of the blade, and you would have bled out. In slaughter, I am a practiced hand. So why hesitate? Why fail my destined purpose?
See that scar on your cheek? You didn't get to finish.
Yes, I remember. He fought well. For a savage.
His name was Rost, and he was a better man than you could ever hope to be.
The better man is the one who doesn't end up with his guts steaming on the ground. No, it wasn't him. I could have finished you before he attacked. But I didn't. This failing troubled my thoughts, haunted every step. It was only when I captured you, down in that place, that I finally glimpsed the sun's design etched at length across the course of events. You were meant to survive that day on the mountain. Meant to interfere at dig sites and kill my men. Conversely, I was meant to capture you. Here. So that you might die as a sacrificial offering to the sun. Everything as it was meant to be. Predestined and preordained.
You're an idiot. A dangerous idiot, but an idiot. All this talk of destiny and fate. I'm sure Hades speaks the same language, doesn't he? You're being played for a fool. Hades is an ancient machine, not the buried shadow of Karja myth. It doesn't care about Meridian. It wants to kill everything and everyone. And you are its dutiful slave.
I serve not the buried shadow, but the sun in shadow. All halves of nature joined to one cause. Shadow to sun, dark to light.
Do you really not hear how ridiculous that sounds? You've gone from serving an insane homicidal Sun King to an insane homicidal machine. You're moving down in the world, not up.
I'll remember those words as I watch your corpse burn. Whatever's left of it. You fail to grasp the point. As surely as you've been conquered, so has all doubt. And with certainty of belief comes unstoppable force.
Then use Cage and put your faith to the test. See if things work out like you expect.
The circle has closed. Every element is in its proper place, exactly where it belongs. The errant beast, now caged, will serve her true purpose. A sacrificial animal. Oh, speaking of sacrifice, I forgot to tell you. After you crashed the Eclipse network, I sent messengers into the east to rally the forces there and mount an invasion of the sacred land. I ordered every Nora killed. I was hoping to catch you there, but alas, it all seems to have been unnecessary.
Why butcher dozens of innocents for no gain? It's a waste of effort.
You're right. I won't even be there to enjoy it. In any case, I couldn't recall the order even if I wished to. Thanks to your destruction of the network, communication over distances is impossible. You not only doomed yourself, but an entire tribe. Do we not see the scorching judgment of the sun in these events? Your focus, such a powerful device, isn't it? And yet, so fragile. So you see, this time, I did not hesitate. The knife has already been twisted.
I'm gonna take your focus, dude. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Faithful, rejoice! Our years in shadow are over. A new dawn trembles on the horizon. A new day soon to break. And when it does, the false Sun King will be dead, and Holy Meridian ours once more. In this, I have become an instrument of prophecy. All halves of nature join to one cause. Shadow to sun, light to dark, night to day. Behold!
Oh, damn it, it's corruptors.
Hold your seats! Can you not see the proof of the sun's blessing before your eyes? How else could shadows such as these prowl in broad light of day? Were they not approved by the sun and joined to our cause? Many years ago, to consecrate this great ring, the Radiant Tyrann ordered many faithless, crushed beneath the hooves of the behemoth. Might is the radiance in the eyes of the sun, but it is mightier still, infused with the power of shadow. Let this one, who schemed and slithered, be the first to die.
I need my bow.
Be the first of thousands.
I really need my bow.
I'll never beat that thing without weapons. My weapons are up on the platform. There's no way out of this ring. Maybe I could use its strength against it.
Wow.
That pillar's weak.
Oh god.
Another hit.
You know what? You know what? this is a completely different sort of screwed up here. There is a new quest that just started. I think I might have just died. Menu not available right now.
That makes a mess.
And there's no way for me to really pause it. I gotta get it to ram the support pillars. I'm going to start that and do more in the next episode. I'm going to continue on. I'm probably going to replay that cutscene to give everyone kind of like a refill on exactly where I am right here. But yeah, I'm gonna continue this on in the next one as we have gotten back out of the depths and we are now fighting for our lives in a ring of death and all that jazz. Now that we have a lot of answers, and our next objective after this will probably be to stop the slaughter of the Nora and get back to All-Mother. So we are making full circle. It feels like we are getting closer and closer to the end of the game. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you're enjoying. This might be the last one for today in videos. I don't know exactly the order they'll be going up, but rest assured, I'm going to get through this game as fast as I can. I'm also going to do some side quests, so as soon as this is finished, whenever I record the next one and get things settled in this and finish that, I'm going to end up doing the side quest of things that are in towns and whatnot, because I think those are going to come into play possibly for the ending since there's not so many. So thank you so much. Hope you're enjoying, and I hope to see you back here for the next one really, really soon. Bye!